YouTube. Salute to Knicks Nation. Tuesday Night Knicks. Another edition of KnicksFanTV Live presented by Manscaped. Number one show for the fans by the fans. CP the Fanchise checking in on the solo dolo tip. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, if you're a diehard basketball fan, hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Number one show for the fans by the fans. KnicksFanTV, the best of nothing. Knicks training camp has officially kicked off. Official. And we started off with highlights. You know the fan base is charged up for highlights, so we got our first look at the new look Knicks in training camp, in practice. And we get to see Evan Fournier catching and shooting off of curl screens and so on and so forth. And, you know, fans can overreact to that. We also got to look at RJ and Alec Burks getting some shots up. So a little glimpse of the New York Knicks, the 21-22 New York Knicks in action. So there you go. So tonight's show, we're going to do a quick live tonight and really just, take a look at some of the highlights, some of the media sessions from Coach Thibs, Emmanuel Quickly, Nerlens Noel, and a little bit of Julius Randle, and just give my reaction to it. Tomorrow night, we'll have the full panel back. The Four Horsemen will be back, and we'll be talking about our Knicks lineup predictions. We'll go through different lineups. Also go through some of the media day training camp reactions. If there are any highlights, we'll overreact to those as well. Sunday, we will do our preseason awards. We'll have Alex. We'll have P, my guy from Through the Wire. Ashley will be back. We'll do our preseason awards. And then rolling into Tuesday, man, Knicks versus Pacers preseason action, game 1. We are here, man. We are absolutely here. So definitely looking forward to that. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you, boy. Let's get those likes up. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing all right now. My Yankees are holding on to a 3-2 lead. They're fighting for the playoffs, so they're scrapping. All right, so it's a little something to keep me entertained until the Knicks actually start playing some basketball. Because, you know, my Giants are dead. So salute to the Yankees. They're fighting and scrapping. All right, so as I said, Coach Thibs met with the media today, and first up was the update on one Mitchell Robinson. So let's give it a listen to Coach Thibs.
Kind of impressions. I guess Mitch was the only guy who didn't really practice.
Yeah, so he's doing what he can. He does some parts, but we're going to take it slowly with him. Good first day, gives us a baseline, shows us exactly where we are, and shows us all the things that we have to work on to improve. Cut that, and we don't want to lose sight of what's important each and every day.
I know you mentioned you don't have Mitchell. Do you have Luca? Is he?
No, he's in a boot, so he'll be out. Mitchell it's encouraging because each day he's doing more and more. He feels really good, which I think is important. And he's put a lot of time into film study, and he's done things where he was sitting in a chair and handling the ball, shooting out of a chair, shooting, stationary shooting, form shooting, cardio in the pool, cardio on a bike. And when you guys can see the physical difference, he's done a lot of strength training. So yeah, he's handled it as well as you can handle it. So I think sometimes, when you have some time off like that, you can take a step back and get a broader view of everything. And I think he has a good understanding of how important practice preparation is, and just observing the playoffs last year. And when you go back through the season, you see that he had a number of big games against quality teams for us. So what he brings to our team is unique, and his contribution to the team is very important.
All right, so that was Thibs on Mitch. And, look, some of you guys are a bit concerned about what's going on with Mitch. You guys feel like his progress has been a bit slow. He did injure the foot early in the season, and so, a couple of fans are concerned. Thibs did say that they do have him in a boot. They have him shooting out of a chair. We just showed here at training camp. He has the he's taking little one-handers there. Knicks playing in the shorts, the practice shorts, taking it back to the 80s. But he has been participating in individual drills, but doesn't look like he did too much scrimmaging or strenuous activity out there on the court, according to Thibs today on the first day of training camp. So clearly, I wouldn't expect to see him in that first game against the Pacers on October 5th. But honestly, I'm not too worried about the injury because you don't want to rush it. We don't want to rush Mitch, man. We know how important he is to this team. As Thibodeau said, clearly they are taking a cautious approach to it. Doesn't seem like there was any setbacks per se, but seems like they just want to make sure that, he's comfortable, he's ready to go, and that the foot is feeling strong. This is a 7-footer, man. 7-footer and foot problems, knee problems, lower extremities. You don't want to mess around with that. So we definitely want to make sure that they're all on the same page and that he's healthy and ready to go. At the same time, embrace the depth. As we said on this show several times, embrace the depth. We have Noel. We have Taj. We have Jericho on the two-way. I don't think there's any reason right now to rush Mitch back. I would expect him to be ready for the home opener. You hope so. October 20th. You got about a little less than a month to get ready for it. Obviously, he's out there doing a little bit of individual drills. So I think that's the approach to take. I think that's the approach to take. And shout out to Mitch because he went out there on Twitter and let the world know the Block Ness monster is getting brolic out there. So he flexed for his media day photo session. So Mitch just went out there on Twitter just a couple minutes ago and let everybody know, don't sleep on the Block Ness monster, man. Don't sleep on the Block Ness monster. So we'll have to see how it plays out, man. But like I said, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think the organization is taking the right approach and taking it slow with him. And we'll just have to take it one day at a time with the Block Ness monster. All right, back to Thibs we go. And here he is speaking very highly of his veterans. So let's go back to Thibs here.
This year, you've had teams before that have had major year-to-year continuity in Chicago and all that. Specifically on defense, how do you see continuity come through when you're in the doldrums of the season?
Yeah, and I think it's important to have the right veteran leadership. And so each year you start off at a zero base, and you work on your individual fundamentals on both offense and defense, and you keep adding layers to it. I think when you have guys that have been with you for a while, they help drive the group. And so there's a good understanding by our veterans, and it's important for the veterans not to take shortcuts. And that's the challenge for them. And our young guys, we want them to bring the energy, which they've been fantastic. They're eager to learn. They're great workers. They're sponges around the vets. The vets have to help teach them the tricks of the trade. So it's a good blend of guys. But the commitment, the work part is equal for everyone. Roles are going to be different, and then you need everyone over the course of the season. So each and every day, come in, put everything you have into each and every day, and just concentrate on improvement. And then the second half of the season, you want to be playing your best. Down a little bit, but I think having the right veterans helps you get through those things. You get great veteran leadership. And we always say that your actions will reflect your priorities. So if you're doing the right things, I think when the young guys come in and they see the vets working the way they do, it's a great example. It's the best leadership that you could have. Right from the end of last season, Quick and Obi were in, and then when we drafted the young guys that we got, they came in and they saw the way they were working, and then our veterans periodically are here. And Julius spent a lot of time here. RJ spent a lot of time here. So I think once you have that type of tone set by the vets, everyone comes in with the understanding of, okay, I want to be part of this and I want to help the team get better.
Spoke again about the vets, man, setting the tone, the foundation, stability. You know, those are the key words we've been talking about on this show several times over the years, and how important it is in terms of team building and chemistry building, how important it is. And it just seems like from top to bottom, the organization is on the same page. Does that translate into wins? No, obviously talent wins. We know that, right? We're under no illusions that all this, you know, good feeling and sentiment is gonna translate on the court into wins. The talent ultimately is going to shine through, but I feel like the Knicks, including Thibs, they're putting all their ducks in a row to emphasize player development, you know, get the young players involved, as he said, having the veterans impart their wisdom on Quickly and Obi and Quickly now imparting that same wisdom on McBride, Grimes, and Sims. The professionalism, as he said, everybody's in the gym. Guys are coming in at nighttime. There's a commitment to winning, a commitment to excellence, and a commitment to playing hard from top to bottom. And I don't think, you know, that can be understated. I think that's very important just in terms of laying that foundation. Now, again, the talent has to shine through, but as you see here, Thibs is setting the tone, and the players are following right behind him. And you got to respect that. This is the coach of the year. We got to respect that. Now it's time to see what they have on the court. Now here was Thibs speaking on Luca VIldoza. Let's go to Thibs on VIldoza here. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. 840. Let's go to 840 and get his thoughts on VIldoza.
Well, we have one roster spot open, and so right now you base it on the guys that are available and who can help the team the most. And so we have all camp to figure that out. So if you ask me today, based on what's happened in the fall and, you know, where we are now, I have some thoughts. Leon has some thoughts. But I think as time goes on, we'll get more information. You practice more things. You play your preseason games, and then you look at, okay, who fits our team the best, and what do we need out of that position, and so that's what we'll look at before we make a final decision.
What do you see?
Now, VIldoza, it was reported today by Ian Begley, VIldoza did not practice. He's still in a boot. Remember, VIldoza picked up a foot injury. It's not clear whether he injured it during the Olympics or during Summer League, but VIldoza did leave Summer League early, went back to Spain due to a foot injury. He's been in a boot, came back to New York in a boot still, hasn't practiced with the team. Thibs now saying the final roster spot's going to come down to fit, what they need most. We know Dwayne Bacon is a guy that has been brought in. He's come through the Orlando system, coached under Steve Clifford, friends with Tom Thibodeau, knows the system, defensive-minded kid. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that final roster spot, because if VIldoza doesn't practice or he doesn't play in these preseason games, his spot could be in jeopardy. You know, I thought in the beginning, here's the situation on VIldoza. The Knicks paid $750,000 to buy him out of his team in Baskonia. Then they signed him to a 4-year, $13 million deal, partially guaranteed. The first year, the guarantee is, I think it starts at the start of the season, where the first year the deal becomes guaranteed. So they're going to have some decisions to make. Right now, when you look at the point guard rotation, obviously it's Kemba, it's Rose, it's Quickly, it's McBride. You have Burks, who can give you emergency duties at the point. You know, VIldoza's on a steep climb, and if he can't stay healthy, that might be tough sledding for him, because I'm not so sure that Thibs doesn't, you know, go more defense and veteran presence. You heard Thibs talk about the vets. Does Thibs have the final say here and say, hey, you know, let's go with a Dwayne Bacon, give us some more depth at the wing, some more defensive depth at the wing, rather than end of the bench filler at the point who likely won't be playing anytime soon. So I don't know. You know, the Knicks are going to have some decisions to make. You hope VIldoza stays healthy and gets on the court and can show something, but it's hit or miss whether or not he makes the team. Like I said, I point to the financial incentives, why, you know, the expenditures that they made just to bring him here why I think they would likely keep him despite him not making despite him maybe not playing in the preseason. But you never know. You never know, and the decisions that they make. So let's keep an eye out on that. But no VIldoza for training camp day one, still in a boot and hasn't practiced with the team. Shout out to Father P, sends a super chat. He says, CP, what are your thoughts on Kev? Do you think he's going to put it together this year? I think Kev is another guy that's on the outside looking in terms of playing time. I think the relationship that he has with the organization will buy him some time this season. And who knows? Again, embrace the depth. Injuries are always a possibility. COVID is an injury that's a possibility. Knock on wood, nobody goes down with anything serious. But I think that's the only way Kev gets on the court. I don't think it'll be through merit. He's going to have to go out there and play like Paul George to get some consistent or considerate playing time. Right now, the wing spot is just too jam-packed. When you look at RJ, you look at Burks, you look at Fournier, you look at even Grimes. You got Obi in there, slotting in there at the 3 or the 4, most likely the 4. So I don't see Kev getting much playing time, man. But, always hope for the best. Hope that he's not another lottery pick lost, as we saw with Frank going out the door. But, it's going to be an uphill climb for Kev. It's going to be an uphill climb for him. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys are new in the chat, type in hashtag new for me in the chat. I'll shout you guys out. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's get those likes up, break the YouTube algorithm, and let YouTube know this is the #1 show for the fans by the fans, presented by Manscaped. So Thibs talked Mitch. He talked about the vets, and he talked about VIldoza, the one roster spot left. Here was Thibs speaking on Kemba, the arrival of Kemba Walker, and Derrick Rose. Let's go to Thibs here.
When you talk to people around the league, every teammate has loved playing with him. Every coach has loved him. Everyone in the front office has loved. That's who he is, and there's a positive energy to him. And I don't want to overlook any of the. We have great veterans. When you look at guys like Derrick and Taj and Nerlens and Julius especially. I wouldn't say he's one of the older guys, but he's starting to creep up there. But it's just they're great guys to be around, and he's a perfect fit for us. And just getting to know Evan better, I think he's a great fit as well. And then when you look at the development of Quick and Obi and Kevin Knox has had a good summer, so we've got a number of guys that have really put a lot of work into this, and we have to continue to do it. It's everyone starts at the same place at the beginning of the season, and then people drop off as the season goes along. But maybe the commitment goes away, and we can't be that. But I think one of the things that really helped us last year was our commitment to play for each other, commitment to work for each other, and it was the degree of how hard and the degree of how smart and how together we played. And we have to continue to do that.
So he talked about, once again, playing together, spoke highly of Kemba and his presence, Kemba having a lead-wide solid reputation. He's standing on 10 toes. And so, once again, the Knicks just showing that in terms of how they wanted to compose this roster. Obviously, they wanted talent, wanted shot creators, and they went out and got that in Kemba and Fournier. But high-character guys, gym rats, guys that are gonna work hard, and yeah, that just all folds into the chemistry and the fabric of this team. And so, obviously, on paper, looks good, sounds good. We'll see what happens come October 20th, opening night. Obviously, health is going to be a key factor for Kemba Walker, but you got to love the signing and the impact that he's going to bring to this team if he can stay healthy. Shout out to Elaine Lamoth, team hashtag new. Elaine, welcome to the channel, man. Shout out to Tone the Tantrum. What up, Tone? How you feeling? Kimberly Sims in here. Kimberly, how are you? Alan C. Alan, I feel like you've been in here before, man. I don't think you team hashtag new, but I welcome you either way. Shout out to Mel, team hashtag new. McMullen Cap 87. Team hashtag new. McMullen, what's going on? How you feeling? Andre Perez, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. We got Knowledge 120 in the building. Knowledge, what's good? How we feeling, man? The fan base is juiced, they're optimistic, enthusiastic about what's going on with this Knicks season. So, as I said, these are the shows that we're going to be doing all the way up to our first preseason post-game live, and just rapping to you guys, man, giving you guys the training camp updates as they come throughout the day. I don't think the team really scrimmaged that much today. You didn't really see too much highlights out there, but if it does happen, we will bring it to you, no doubt about it. And, yeah, man, so that was Thibs' session. We're going to get to Quickly's session, but once again, just want to salute everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. This is Knicks Postgame Live, #1 show for the fans by the fans. CP the Fanchise here, checking in on the solo dolo. No calls tonight. I got some other stuff I got to wrap up after this, so I want to make it a quick show, but just wanted to come on and give you guys the training camp updates. Remember, the show is presented by Manscaped, #1 men's grooming tool below the waist. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off, plus free shipping. I also mentioned the Knicks home opener, October 20th versus the Celtics. If you guys have not signed up, my guys at Forzano Law Firm are giving away 4 tickets to join yours truly, JD Sports Talk, my girls at Knicks Omni Fan. I already confirmed 2 special guests for our preseason party at Mustang Harry's. It's going to be crazy, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure you sign up. It's free to sign up. Make sure you sign up, and we're going to announce the winners during the October 5th, after the Knicks versus Pacers preseason game, October 5th. We'll announce the winners of the tickets who are going to join us for the preseason party, the Knicks versus Celtics game, and just be a part of the whole live stream throughout the day on KnicksFanTV. Obviously, a great deal that you don't want to miss. All right, so to the mods in the chat in here. Rome, I see you. What's going on, Rome? How you feeling? Let's see. Jamal Brown says CP post game with the fans at the Garden games at any point. Yeah, open tonight. Open tonight. Yeah, we'll be there open tonight. So the first post game will be open tonight at MSG. Daryl Smith, what's going on? Welcome to the show. How you feeling, Daryl? Kashara Brown Lee, welcome to the show. Mo Cash, he says new/old. So I guess they've been in here, but they haven't really been commenting in the chat, so they say hashtag new either way. K Baka, how you feeling? Carl Crispin, how are you? And NRJ, how's it going, man? Salute to everybody in the chat. Duke the Don, how you feel? My guy JJ from Brooklyn never misses a show. He's always in here early and often and calls in. One of our OG original fans. So shout out to JJ from Brooklyn. This was an interesting revelation at a camp, which was some of the Knicks practice goals were revealed on offense and defense, right? On the offensive side, some of their priorities: pace, space, right? Pace and space. Play with the pass. Attack the rim. Move without the ball. Offensive execution. Number 7 was threes. They put threes. Thibs put threes all the way down there. So they said they want to shoot more threes. We'll see what happens. But the second to last on the list of offensive musts is 3-pointers. So, we'll see how that translates on the court. And then last is offensive rebound. So that's Thibs' offensive must. On the defensive side, transition defense. Number 2, compete. In bold letters, compete. Challenge shots. Number 4, defend physical without fouling. Ease early high hands, right? Got to get those hands up. Hustle plays, first to the floor, charges, blocks. Number 6, stance and vision. Number 7, think help without the ball. And number 8, gang rebound. So those are some of their goals, some of the vision that they're throwing up there in camp for the guys to aspire to. And look, we saw that last year. We saw that last year with damn near, same team that David Fizdale had for the most part. And we saw what these guys did on the defensive end. We saw how together they were, how prepared they were. And those are some of the key words that you keep on hearing as it pertains to Tom Thibodeau getting these guys ready for each game. An absolute gym rat, an absolute mind. So, again, we'll see how it translates on the court. All right, next up, IQ. And here was Emmanuel quickly on what he learned, what he did to prepare this offseason. Here's Emmanuel quickly.
be able to learn.
What do you feel like you were able to work on? I mean, this was kind of your first summer with NBA experience. So what do you feel like you gleaned from that experience and you were able to work on this summer?
A lot. I dedicated a lot to my summer in terms of working on my body, getting stronger. Defensively, I feel like I'll be able to take a step this year, and that's going to be big on this team is guarding, just to be able to stay on the floor, stay in front of key guys and things like that. And then my passing ability, I feel like it's gotten better. And then just working on my strength, shooting. I'm going to still have my floater and being able to shoot pull-ups, I feel like it's something that I've added to my game as well. So just my all-around game, I feel like, I've tried to work on a lot.
Tom said that you and Obi were here a lot in the offseason. I guess could you give us an idea of how often you guys were up here and I guess why come here as opposed to maybe working out anywhere else?
Yeah, I've been with Obi pretty much all summer. We did a lot of two-a-days, coming in the morning, working out, and then coming back and getting shots and lifting and things like that. So, we put a lot of work into this off season. We understand it's a big season coming up, so we want to be prepared. We want to have our bodies prepared and things like that. Coming here, there's not a lot of distractions. White Plains, it's not too much to do besides hoops and go home, sleep, and then come back at night. So that's what we're about. We're about working, and that's the most important thing.
Did you know Obi before you got drafted together?
I knew of him. I didn't exactly know him face to face. We knew mutual people, but I knew of him. I seen one time we were at Kentucky watching him playing against somebody. He went between the legs, dunked it. So I knew what he was doing before he was doing it, basically.
All right, so that was IQ on preparation during the offseason and his relationship with Obi. And in terms of his preparation, a lot of it is it's a lot of things that we spoke on as a group on these shows. Him working on his defense, him working on his passing. Obviously, we saw that on full display during Summer League, him being the full-time point guard and really just getting out there and orchestrating, averaging about 6 to 7 dimes. We saw the chemistry that he and Obi had out there during Summer League, obviously. So, you could tell they've been on point. They've been on the same page. And then he spoke on him and Obi just working, continuing to work, doing 2 days at the practice facility, lifting and working on their game. So obviously they're taking things seriously going into year 2. The organization has obviously put that responsibility on them. And you could tell, they did mention that during the Summer League broadcast that the organization wanted to see them take on a leadership role as second-year guys and impart that wisdom that they learned during their rookie seasons onto McBride, Grimes, Sims, and so on. And you definitely saw that. And you also saw how Thibs was encouraging IQ and in his ear after every Summer League game. So, again, player development on full display. And I think quickly he's going to be due for a big sophomore season. And as he said, he's going to hold on to that floater. He's working on that floater. And he said his pull-ups. So, hopefully those pull-ups include mid-range pull-ups because I think that'll help quickly really take his game to higher heights. And Giancarlo Stanton, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of y'all ain't baseball fans, but Giancarlo Stanton might be the most unstoppable player in baseball right now. My man just hit a 3-1 home run. Yankees are up 5-2. This guy is unbelievable right now. This guy is absolutely unbelievable right now. But yeah, so shout out to Quick as he talked about what he worked on as well as his relationship with Obi. And then here he was talking about the presence of the vets and what he hopes to learn from them. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys.
Forward the next couple of years.
It feels great.
All right, hang on. I lost my quickly thing. Oh, here we go. All right, hang on.
What we try to do, as soon as we learn information, we want to pass that along to, guys that are coming in and that are new. That way everybody can be up to speed and we can move things along as quickly as possible. So anything that I learn, I try to teach it to the other guys, and the same thing, goes for them when somebody else comes in.
All right. Thanks, Quick.
Yo.
All right, so that was pretty much it with Quickly session. And last but not least, we got Nerlens Noel, a little Nerlens action. Nerlens came in for his media session, So let's hear from Nerlens first on free agency, his free agent experience. All right, here we go. Let's get quickly out of here and let's pull up Nerlens. Yeah, John Carlos smashed that thing out the dirt. I don't know what that guy is on right now, but dude is unstoppable right now. Unstoppable, Yankee fans. Okay, here we go. Nerlens on free agencies, 131. All right, let's get to him. Nerlens.
Oh, yeah.
What was free agency like for you? Was it a difficult decision? Were there a lot of options? What was the whole process like for you?
It was the best process, the best free agency I've ever, experienced. It's the most, I knew everything that was going on, and it was beautiful. Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up. The best one.
Obviously throwing shade at Rich Paul, talking about this is the best one I've ever been through, and I knew exactly what was going on. So obviously you could hear the shade there. I don't know what other offers he had, but clearly the Knicks one was one that was lucrative, and he felt like the relationship that he had with the team, with the front office, with the players, with the chemistry that they had. Obviously they took care of him, and rightfully so. Nerlens, he played his heart out in Mitch's stead. And was a monster, man. Was a monster. 2 blocks a game. Was top of the league in block percentage, steal percentage. Nerlens was great. Nerlens was great for us. And so, like I said, if Mitch is gonna miss any time, you gotta embrace the depth. Nerlens next man up. He's ready to roll. Hopefully he's healthy. Should be healthy, and he should have no problems sliding right in and helping anchor this defense, no doubt. Okay, so here's Nerlens on what made the Knicks defense so good last year.
Be able to carry into this season.
I think we were aggressive and we were ourselves. We played with pride, tenacity, intensity, just the whole nine. Everything that Coach Thibs instilled in us, we put it out there. Game plans, to our own mentality. So I think, we just have to pick up where we left off as far as defense and, even be more close-knit than we were. And we were real close last year. So, keeping that same type of chemistry, letting things take care of itself and, play fast through our defense, get defensive stops and turns into offense, push the ball.
Yeah, as he said, just being prepared. I think the big key there was just being prepared, and that just goes back to Thibs. So, he feels like there won't be a drop-off on defense. We'll see. Obviously, you got Kemba here. You got Fournier here. Changes the whole dynamic. We'll see what type of chemistry they have there and how that impacts things. But clearly with Noel, with Mitch back there protecting the rim, guys can afford to, take a couple more chances and maybe even get beat and still have that protection of their big guys holding it down in the front court. So we'll see how that all plays out. Now here's Nerlens on a new skill that he's working on that the team is encouraging. I was very surprised to hear this, and we'll see how it translates onto the court. Here's Nerlens Noel.
Anything you personally that you worked on this summer to your game?
I'm getting a lot of threes. Try to expand my game to that corner three. I'm gonna definitely tread lightly coming in, seeing what it's like. But I've gotten the green light for the most part. So I just got to keep getting the reps up and make sure it falls in game time, and I'll be able to implement that.
So they gave him the green light to shoot threes, corner threes at that. So, I wouldn't get so excited to see him shoot it, but what I really want to know is Mitch going to get that same green light? Because we've been waiting on Mitch to shoot that rock, let it fly. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to be playing 5 outs here with a stretch 5, but if they have the opportunity, they'll have the green light to shoot it. I'd much rather see Mitch shooting it than Nerlens. Taj will let a couple pop if he has a chance. He's done it last season. But Nerlens Noel, the corner 3 specialist, and said that they gave him the green light. I was very surprised to hear that. But with the organization's push to shoot more threes, that'll include the bigs if they're there and they have that opportunity. That they're not going to be running plays for them to do so by any stretch, but it's good to hear. And like I said, I more so want to see Mitch getting those opportunities rather than Nerlens. But we'll see what happens when Nerlens gets into the game, because as Thibs said, Mitch is still a work in progress right now, unfortunately. All right. Last but not least, that was it for Nerlens. Last but not least on the media campaign for today, we'll go to Julius. Julius giving a little soundbite on why he came back to the squad. So let's hear from Julius here. Let me unmute this. That would help.
Yeah, for me, my biggest thing is, when I signed here, I want to help turn the organization around. I want to be a part of helping bring a championship to the Knicks. And I felt like me being able to do that was an extension I was comfortable with, financially, obviously. But it was also...
Let me start that one over, because you had the dribbling in the background.
What went into your decision to sign now the way you did?
Yeah, for me, my biggest thing is, when I signed here, I want to help turn the organization around. I want to be a part of helping bring a championship to the Knicks. And I felt like me being able to do that was an extension I was comfortable with, financially, obviously. But it was also, for me, putting my trust in Leon and putting my trust in Wes and Thibs and Scott and all those guys. So I feel like this is an environment and a team that I enjoy coming to work to every day. I really enjoy being around, my teammates and everybody in this organization. So if it was a situation, it was just basketball and I wasn't comfortable, I wouldn't do it. But this is the place I want to be at. This is where I want to end my career and play here for a very long time. So this was just a part of my decision and my process, the process of making that decision.
All right, so that was Julius on coming back, and once again, just spoke in terms of the overall themes of just being on the same page with the front office, being on the same page with Thibs, them believing in him obviously turning his season around, most improved player. Playoffs obviously choked it up, and so here we go. New season, new squad, motivated Randle. What do you guys think, man? What do you predict his stats will be this season with this team? How do you feel like Julius will perform? Are you confident in Julius Randle? That was one of the things that Alan Hahn and I had spoke about in our show. Make sure you guys catch that Alan Hahn show. Our season preview is an annual tradition. Great show. 2 hours of Knicks talk with me and Alan Hahn. So it was a great show. Make sure you guys catch up on that on the channel, no doubt about it. But what do you guys think on the Julius front? Are you confident in Julius? What do you think his numbers are going to be next season? Throw some comments in the chat there, and I'll take a look. And what I said to Han was I felt like what I saw from him last season, yes, I was a Julius detractor. Yes, I wanted to trade him. I don't hide that. I don't run from that. But what I saw from him this season was, again, another level up, another level of improvement. And I just felt like his offensive bag, this wasn't a guy just standing there hitting, catch and shoot open jump shots where you say, okay, next year with a crowd or with a hand in his face, it may be different. This guy was hitting some tough shots off the bounce, man. And I don't think that's a fluke. I really don't think that's a fluke. And now he's got help. Now he has help. So we'll see what happens. Again, do I view him as a number one option for our team? No, I still don't view him as a number one option for our team, but I view him as a piece, as a building block, and we'll see what happens with a little bit more help. How much more success we have. Can we get a first round win? Is that, possible? Knock on wood, we hope so. Baby steps. That's all I'm thinking, Well, like I said, with all of this good energy around the team, somebody in the chat said, I'm not used to this team looking so competent from a front office standpoint. Me neither. I really don't. We haven't seen this in quite some time, Can't blame Dolan now, right? Where's all the blame Dolan people at? It's funny how all that gets quiet, with a year of success under your belt. But with Julius, as I said, I think he's going to continue to be a leader. I am confident in him. And again, we'll see what happens when the playoffs come around. So I see Big Surge in the chat, the #1 Julius Randle supporter, the president of the Julius Randle fan club. Big Surge is in the building. So I know Surge is riding the Randle train. He's on it. So salute to Surge, man. Definitely, bro. Definitely. All right, people. So that was it for today. As I said, man, when we get the sound bites, when we get the clips, we're coming to you live. #1 show for the fans, by the fans. KnicksFanTV, the best or nothing. Presented by Manscaped. CP the Fanchise in here as usual. Salute to everybody that came in here tonight. Make sure you guys hit that like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button. All you new people, hit the subscribe button. Very important. Tonight's show will also be available in audio podcast format. So if you don't catch it on video, you can always catch it on audio podcast format a couple minutes after the show goes off the air. So we are everywhere, man. We are everywhere. Make sure you guys are following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as usual. We are there, man. We're always talking Knicks, and we're just going to continue to grow this grassroots movement. But with your help, we will continue to be the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, the hottest thing smoking. All right, my guy JD in here drops the 50 burger. JD, you know JD wants 50 wins, man. So JD sticking with it. The 50 burger, Michael Maldonado's in there. He's throwing the 50 burgers in there. So let's go. As I said, me and JD will be running the pregame show. The pregame party is going down. I'm on the phones. I'm working. I already got 2 confirmed surprise guests. So you're going to want to be there. If you guys already have tickets to the game, we are selling tickets to the pregame party as well. Just go to theomnifan.com. You can get your tickets. And it's going to be a great pregame show, man. Trust and believe, man. We're working behind the scenes, man. All right, any last minute questions in the chat before I sign out? Go ahead and throw that in there, and I'll get to it. If not, I'll sign out. JT Riddick threw a 50 burger in there. Shout out JT Riddick. Geraldine says I came in late, but as always, good show. Appreciate you, Geraldine. You could always just hit the rewind button and catch us on demand. No problem. King Deej got his ticket for the pregame show. King Deej is going to be in the building at Mustang Harry's. Ari's going to be in the building. Papa Left is going to be in the building. It's going to be a zoo. It's going to be an absolute zoo, man. Lynx is saying 50 plus. Okay. Big Surge is saying he's pumping the brakes on 50. I'm saying 46. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my 46, and we'll see what happens, man. The lineup prediction show, Michael Maldonado, is tomorrow night. Wednesday night, we're going to do lineup prediction. We're going to do lineup predictions. Talk through that. Talk through more sound bites as they come in. Sunday, we will do our preseason award show. Who's going to be the MVP, the Rookie of the Year, 6th man, Most Improved, X Factor. We'll have some fun with that. And then roll right into Tuesday. Knicks versus the Hicks. October 5th, Tuesday, Madison Square Garden. Knicks postgame live. And we're going to find out who's coming with us to the Knicks home opener, man. So looking forward to it, man. See you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button.